A very warm good afternoon to all the students who are joining us. I hope that we are audible and the video is clear. If yes, you can put in the comment section. If there is any issue in the audio and video, you can put down in the comments section. We will wait for 20-30 seconds so that all the students can join. So let's start today's session. We are in the session of DAW, that is daily answer writing. All the students who are joining us, I welcome all of you to this session. And my goal is that you do not just only get the model answer for the question that we will be discussing, but you also learn the art of mains answer writing, which sometimes involve writing answers in which we are not comfortable. Okay? So I hope कि सब लोग अभी तक की डॉ की जर्नी में कुछ ना कुछ यूनिक सीखे हैं, which is also reflecting in their answers. Okay? And we also bring some of the answers copies to show the kind of best presentation that you can give in an answer, right? That is the model of our DAW series. In the next month, that is January, we will be starting the ethics paper, okay? And what will be the format? The format will be that Monday to Saturday, every Monday to Saturday at 10 a.m., you will get a question for ethics, okay? We all know that prelims is starting, but you also need to keep in mind that it is ultimately the civil services mains exam which will make you an IAS officer, right? So you need to keep in mind that you are constantly writing answers. For that, you can dedicate January along with your prelims preparation to the ethics paper, where every 10 a.m. Monday to Saturday you will get a question. You will submit that answer by next day at 10 a.m. So you have this frame of 24 hours under which you can take out just 7 minutes or 11 minutes, depending whether it is a 10 marker question or a 15 marker question. You have to just dedicate only that much time and you have to submit that answer. After that, within 24 to 48 hours, we will provide you the evaluation of that answer. And then next day itself, that is just after you submit the answer, you will also get this live discussion on YouTube, where we are also making a repository. If you will go to our YouTube channel and you go to the playlist, you will find a playlist named on DAW, that is daily answer writing practice, where we have discussed all the questions when it comes to the DAW series. Okay? So there you can just come and watch these lectures even if you're not able to come to the live session. But the motive, Meenal is asking how to submit the answers. Meenal, you will have to subscribe to the DAW program. You will have to go to our website. There you can subscribe to the daily answer writing. On our portal itself, you can submit the answer and we will also evaluate the copy and upload your copy back to your portal. So do check out the Sunya IAS website to subscribe to this program. Okay. Here on YouTube, we will be coming for the live discussions. Okay, so I hope that the format is clear. And in the January month, in the month of January 2024, make sure that in this month you also revise your ethics through these kind of answer writing and discussion. Okay. Just to tell you, I have myself scored 111 last year in ethics, which is a decent score to tell that how you can improve your marks in ethics. In mains 2023, in mains 2022, 111 was my score in ethics GS4 paper. And in that light, I can share my experiences to you regarding the GS4 paper. And I have improved this score from 91. In the 2021 mains, I scored 91 marks. Okay. And I got it to plus 20, that is 111 in mains 2022. The marks for mains 23 are not out. But this plus 20 marks was not really about reading more. Okay. This plus 20 marks was about how to do smart work, how to present the answer, what are the different flow charts, what are the different examples, what are the different case studies, how to integrate second ARC in almost every answer, how to write the introduction, how to write the conclusion. So that is the beauty of ethics paper. Okay, we will do all this in the January month. That was the update for you. Now we will start today's question. The question that we are doing for the GS3 paper. Okay, examine the role played by ISRO in establishing India as a global space power. So we know that how power has different facets. There is economic power, then there is cultural power, technological power, economic power, military power, right? But we are also seeing that how space is becoming a very important dimension of that power, where there was even a question in this GS2 paper, I think, that how the dimensions of power are expanding from space to the sea, right? So what is the role that ISRO has played for this? Okay. Then the next part is highlight the key milestones and achievements. What are the key milestones and achievements that have contributed to India's recognition in the international space community? So question is a dedicated question when it comes to the space sector of India. What is the role that ISRO has played? Then what are the key achievements and milestones of ISRO? That is the exact demand of the question. And the thing is, we have to examine. So we will tell that what is the meaning of this directive keyword called examine. Okay. Ashu is saying good afternoon. Good afternoon, Ashu. Now let's see that how we will construct this answer. What will be the different parts of the answer? Let's see to that. First, we will obviously make an introduction. Then we will tell the role played by ISRO. And we have to examine it. That is the important part, that you have to examine it. So first you will tell that what is the positive role it has played. Now your second argument would be, sir, can we write the negative role? Obviously no. Don't go by that binary that अगर आपने positive role लिख दिया तो अब आप negative role लिखोगे. You will tell the challenges it is facing. Because you have to examine, for example, we have to examine the role of Election Commission of India when it comes to the elections in India. First, we will tell the positive role it has played, how it has helped in free and fair election, how it has helped in the model code of conduct implementation, in the electoral rolls, and all the factors that we know. Then, do you think it is appropriate to write the negative role played by Election Commission of India? No, absolutely no. And I have been sharing this throughout the classes, that how just don't go by this binary of positive and negative. So we will go with the subheading of challenges faced by ISRO. Why? There are two reasons for it. It is a 15-marker answer, and I am giving you this mantra. Keep this mantra with you, that whenever it comes to civil services mains exam, there are certain factors which are important. What are those factors? The factors are that always you will get more marks for addressing all the subparts. What do we mean by this? The subparts, there will be some subparts which will be explicit in the question. I was just discussing one question yesterday with one of my colleague, that in mains 2023, there were a lot of questions which were very unidimensional. For example, they were asking that why are the suicides rising for women in India? How children are shifting from the cuddles to the mobile phones. So questions sometimes will be very unidimensional. Okay, it will look to you as if there is only just one subpart, that I only just have to tell the reasons. But it is not like that. There will also be implicit subparts. What do we mean by implicit subparts? For example, in the question we are observing, mentioning the challenges is the implicit subpart. Okay. So regardless of what your evaluator is saying at any test series, including ours, always cover both the explicit and implicit subparts, especially in the 15 markers. If you will just make 2 subparts in your 15 marker, and even if you write 10 points in both of them, you will not be given that much marks if another candidate has making the sense of the implicit subpart that is there in that question and write 7 points in each of the subparts. So never miss out on the implicit subparts. Then the other mantra is that your introduction and conclusion, this should be very personalized. What do we mean by this should be personalized? See, even I have evaluated a lot of copies. Okay, and the thing is that there is a saying that first impression is the last impression, है ना? So how introduction is important in that sense that it forms the impression of the answer, it forms the impression of the copy, and when it comes to the conclusion is that part of the answer where the evaluator, maybe that evaluator is at your test series or that evaluator is at your UPSC center. Human psychology works in the same way. You have to not beat the paper, you have to beat the examiner's psychology, right? So the conclusion is that part of the answer where the examiner will give the marks. Suppose I am reading 3 pages, first page, second page, third page. By the third page, it will be after reading the conclusion that I will decide whether I have to give 5 marks or 6 marks in a 10 marker answer. And if I like the conclusion, if the demand of the answer is fulfilled, I'll give 5 marks. But if I like the conclusion, I will end up giving 5.5 or 6 marks. So introduction and conclusion should be very, very core part of your answer, and they should be personalized. What is personalized? That when you are preparing for your mains examination, keep a very small note of some unique examples. Let me tell you one of the unique examples. While I was coming to office today, I was reading the today's Indian Express, and there is a very good article today on women empowerment. That how there are 2 perspectives of the women empowerment. One perspective is saying that how women empowerment is happening, and other perspective is saying that no, women empowerment is not happening in the real sense. So they have given one very unique example of women empowerment, that how the ISRO director who led the Aditya L1 mission, India has successfully completed the Aditya L1 mission, right? So how the chief of that mission is a woman, right? I'm not able to recall her exact name because I have read this information just today. I will have to revise it to keep it in my mind. But you must conclude on these lines of question. For example, we are also handling a question on ISRO, right? So you can conclude that how ISRO is not just going for development. ISRO is going for women-led development. Why? Because example Aditya L1 mission, the solar mission of ISRO, it was led by a woman. So this kind of personalized conclusion will always fetch you more marks. Okay. So आज के अगर हम ब्रह्मास्त्र की बात करें, that what are the main tools when it comes to gaining good marks in mains? These are the 2 very important tools, है ना? Let's come back to the, so how these challenges that ISRO have faced, they are implicitly part of the question. Now let's come to the next, which is key milestones and achievements. So we will mention some of the milestones and achievements we will mention. And because And because we have mentioned some challenges that ISRO is facing, what we can do is that we can also give a small way forward before concluding. Before we just give our conclusion, we can give a mini way forward. How we can do that? Suppose these are your 3 pages for the answer. Okay, and you have dedicated almost this 1 page for the milestones and achievements. You have written the challenges here. You have written the role, the positive role, and the introduction here. Then I want you to write certain very unique way forward of how to take ISRO forward. What you can do is you can just make a heading way forward, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can just drop the points that what more needs to be done when it comes to the ISRO, and then you can just pass off a 2 to 3 line concluding remarks. For example, जैसे concluding remarks मैंने share किया that how Aditya L1 mission was led by women. Are there any doubts so far? Because this is something very unique that I am telling you. Answer, the question of the answer is there in the model answer also. What is important is that how I am going to utilize the space when it comes to the question. If there is any doubt regarding this kind of presentation, you should please right now go to the live comments and tell me that sir ये doubt है हमारा, I will clear that to you, है ना? देखिए हम एग्जाम में गलती करें उससे बेटर है कि यहीं पे हम सिली डाउट्स पूछ लें. तो आपका डाउट कितना भी सिली हो आप उसको बिल्कुल पूछिए, बिना डरे पूछिए. और दैट इज व्हाई वी आर हियर इन दिस लाइव सेशन ना. सो यू कैन आस्क योर डाउट्स. अभी हम आगे चलेंगे बट जो भी डाउट्स हैं आप पूछ सकते हैं. सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी आवर स्ट्रक्चर. आई होप कि स्ट्रक्चर में किसी को डाउट नहीं है. ये जो स्ट्रक्चर है, ये जो पार्ट्स हैं, यही आंसर का कोर है. अंदर के पॉइंट्स आप सबको बताएं. द मोमेंट यू आर एबल टू फिगर आउट व्हाट आर दी हेडिंग्स, व्हाट आर द सब पार्ट्स, अंदर के पॉइंट सबको बताएं. सब बहुत ही अच्छे से तैयारी कर रहे हैं, है ना? नाउ लेट्स गो टू इंट्रोडक्शन. So there are a lot of different dimensions that you can cover in the introduction. Either you can directly talk about ISRO, where you can tell that people like Vikram Sarabhai, you can name some of the personalities you can remember from ISRO as an institution, that how they have played a major role when it comes to the development of ISRO. Okay, then you can open the dimension of space power. You can tell that how we are living in an era where the power has dimensions from space to the seas. Even the Prime Minister used this word, that how India's power expands from the space to the seas. है ना? तो you can use that word. You can show that how power has multiple dimensions and how India is becoming a space power. Then you can tell that how ISRO today is not just launching the satellites of India, but ISRO is also offering other countries its capacity to provide the launching of their satellites. And this kind of provision is very important. Why? Because India is one of those countries which is not part of the developed world. We are part of the global south. We are part of the South Asia. So how this kind of facility where ISRO is giving India a leading power. What is the leading power? For example, if India is providing an alternative to the GPS system through NAVIX, then how that will give an alternative to the South Asian countries, right? These are some of the ways in which you can introduce your answer if you are equipped. See, the thing is, obviously there are data and facts in the model answer. My goal is not to dictate those data and facts. You can just simply go to the Google and search them for yourself. That what is the kind of revenue that ISRO is making, what is the sector, what is the share of the space sector, The thing is that even if you do not remember that in exam, you can introduce your question well by going on these innovative lines. So a student has given a philosophical introduction that how ISRO is India's premier space exploration agency, a product of pioneers like Vikram Sarabhai, which is helping India expand its power from the space to the sea. So Lavanya has used all these keywords that have been there on the board, and she has streamlined those keywords into one introduction. And that introduction is making total sense. ठीक है, सो इस तरह से आप इंट्रोडक्शन यहां पे करिए. अब नेक्स्ट हम चलते हैं. लेट्स सी सम ऑफ द कॉपीज ऑल्सो जहां पे इंट्रोडक्शन किया है किसी वे में. द इसरो नेशनल स्पेस एजेंसी ऑफ इंडिया इज कंप्लीटेड. India completed around 50 years of its formation and has embarked India's space journey by being the world's 6th largest space agency. Right? So even you can go for introduction like this where you can tell that how we have become the 6th largest industry, 6th largest space player in the world. One very important other thing that you can do is, see, I have one suggestion. The thing is that sometimes we are saving our best points for the body, है ना? We are saving our best of the points for our body. Actually, that was there in my mind also. That I will share those points in the later part. But suppose that we had a Chandrayaan landing just some months before the mains examination, and we are saving the Chandrayaan part, the Chandrayaan achievement of landing at the South Pole for the body. And examiner is aware about that part कि यार ये तो अभी अभी हुआ है. So it can even be a good idea if you just start with the introduction of the Chandrayaan landing. The Chandrayaan landing, where you can tell that how we are only the 4th player when it comes to landing, having a soft landing, and how we are the first one to land on the South Pole, right? This question was there in the mains also, that who else have landed on the moon before India. So वो facts पता होना भी जरूरी है कभी कभी, है ना? मेंस थोड़ा उस डायरेक्शन में भी जा रहा है. चैतन्य देशमुख is saying good morning, good afternoon चैतन्य. ठीक है, so in this way you can go for introduction. Introduction में कुछ और नहीं था यूनिक आंसर्स में. Now let's see that what is the second part, role and challenges. Now ISRO has played certain role and it has faced certain challenges. Role तो सबको ही पता है, role तो सभी ने लिख दिया था. One issue is that we are not able to create challenges. Challenges के लिए आप सीधा सीधा एक फ्रेमवर्क रखिए अपने पास. ठीक है, वो फ्रेमवर्क क्या होगा? पेस्टल तो होता ही है, पेस्टल तो सभी यूज करते हैं. सबसे पहले आप लिखिए दैट हाउ फंड्स की कमी है ना? जो हम 3F अप्रोच पढ़ते हैं, वी रीड द 3F अप्रोच फॉर पंचायती राज, राइट? वो यहां पे भी यूज हो सकता है. कैसे यूज होगा? दैट हाउ वी आर लैकिंग व्हेन इट कम्स टू द फंड्स. वी आर नॉट गेटिंग, इसरो इज नॉट गेटिंग अप्रोप्रिएट फंड्स, है ना? देन how technology infusion was an issue. Why? Because India was facing, at most of the times India was facing lot of sanctions because of the nuclear test, because of the different kind of geopolitical issues. Even today we are not getting those technology. But how despite that India has developed its own technology, right? Its own R&D sector. How there is lack of skills, like how there are so less number of institutions that are offering degrees in aerospace engineering, right? What is the other issue? That in the space sector, for example, if we consider the space sector of NASA, do you think SpaceX has led to the decrease in the importance of NASA? No. private players are very important to give a shoulder to the national space agencies. Today, NASA is focusing its core capabilities on the research and development rather than making launch vehicles for its satellites. So, how we need participation of private sector, how we need liberalization of the space sector. Government has done that, but that has remained a very important challenge, that how no kind of collaboration has been offered by the private sector. So that point can also be there. And then obviously ये तो आप बता ही सकते हैं कि lack of political will is there, है ना? So challenges में भी आप ये basic points हैं, कोई बहुत unique points नहीं है ये, right? Because ultimately we are not someone who is specialized in the space sector, right? But these kind of points will give a holistic picture कि यार रोल जो किया है वो किया तो है, पॉजिटिव रोल तो प्ले किया ही है, साथ में कुछ चैलेंजेस भी रहे हैं ताकि वे फॉरवर्ड में इस चीज का लिंक बन पाए, राइट? सो देयर विल बी अ हेल्दी लिंक इन दैट सेंस. अब एक बार देख लेते हैं कैसे प्रेजेंट किया है इसको स्टूडेंट्स ने. ISRO's role to establish India as a global role player, affordable satellite launch services. So one of the most important point when it comes to ISRO's role is we are the only service provider who are having a set of launch vehicles. We have SSLV, small service launch vehicle, है ना, जिससे हम छोटी छोटी सैटेलाइट्स भी बहुत अफोर्डेबल रेट पर लॉन्च कर पा रहे हैं. सो वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ क्लाइंट्स who are small developing countries also. Utkarsh has given an introduction. Let's see it. The recent proposal by the Indian Air Force to rename it as Air and Space Force shows the growing importance of space and role ISRO can play as one of the leading aerospace agencies of the world. Yes, Utkarsh, you can do this also. Absolutely fine. एक आपका अभी गवर्नमेंट हैज आल्सो क्रिएटेड वन ऑफ दी साइबर स्पेस एजेंसी, है ना, वो भी आप देख सकते हो दैट हाउ यू कैन इवन लिंक साइबर सिक्योरिटी एंड स्पेस, है ना. यू कैन इवन डू दैट. वी ऑल नो दैट हाउ देयर वाज आल्सो एन एसैट लॉन्च, एंटी सैटेलाइट मिसाइल, इवन दैट हैज एन एंगल विद द, बट अभी थोड़ा इसरो पे स्टिक होते हैं. बट उत्कर्ष, योर इंट्रोडक्शन इज गुड. ISRO's commitment to cost-effective space missions enable it to become a preferable choice for global satellite launchers, especially for the South Asian countries. You can even tell that how India has proposed a common satellite under the SARC, right? That how we will be launching it, we will be producing it. ISRO managed to complete Chandrayaan 3 mission by around 600 crores, right? सो 600 करोड़ में मतलब चंद्रयान कर देना बहुत ही ज्यादा बड़ी बात है यार, बहुत ही ज्यादा बड़ी बात है. इंडिजिनस सैटेलाइट लॉन्च कैपेबिलिटीज. सो हाउ ISRO is providing a potential launch vehicles. We are seeing that how today even students are making mini satellites, how private sector is making mini satellite and how ISRO is launching them. Then current affairs में आपने पढ़ा होगा कि अभी ISRO has also came up with new kind of entities. Government has come up with new kind of entities. What are those entities? If someone can tell me. Those entities are in space, Antriksh. Okay. Then there is NSIL. These are the new entities that are being created, and how ISRO again is given the opportunity to go in the core research area, where ISRO will just focus on the core research and R&D, and they will act as the arms. They will go for commercial deals, they will go for launching the vehicles, and how ISRO will become just like NASA, which is just focusing on the core research roles. इन तीनों के ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के बारे में जरूर पढ़िएगा. आई एम वेरी श्योर दैट अ पोटेंशियल प्रीलिम्स क्वेश्चन कैन कम ऑन व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन इन स्पेस, अंतरिक्ष लिमिटेड, NSIL. These three are the new government related organizations that are working in the space sector. Okay. Launch of Chandrayaan 3 with indigenous developed technologies. तो अभी अभी आपने देखा था कैसे मेंस 2023 में दे आर इवन आस्किंग द इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स विच आर देयर ऑन द बोर्ड ऑफ चंद्रयान 3. So how whenever a news is coming, the thing is students go for making very extensive notes. Rather than making extensive notes, your focus should be that you just be a little curious. Just be a little curious that how if some experiment is happening, how and why it is happening. For example, while I was writing the mains, somehow मुझे याद था that there is this one experiment on the Chandrayaan 3 which is called CHASTE. वो क्यों याद था? क्योंकि मैंने उसके बारे में थोड़ा डिटेल में पढ़ा था गूगल करके, विकिपीडिया पे जाके, हाउ इट इज वर्किंग इन ऑल दैट. सो हमेशा चीजें रटने से याद नहीं रहेंगी. ट्राई टू बी अ लिटिल क्यूरियस ऑल्सो, दैट विल हेल्प इन रिटेनिंग द पॉइंट्स. Navigation and communication. So how India has launched its own regional navigation system IRNSS. Now you must have read about it in your prelims. तो जब अभी प्रीलिम्स में भी अपने साइंस एंड टेक के पीवाईक्यूज पढ़ें, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी की अपनी करंट अफेयर्स की बुकलेट्स को पढ़ें, तो मेक श्योर दैट यू रिटेन सम ऑफ इट फॉर योर मेंस, राइट? सो IRNSS, for that we have provided these kind of satellites like NAVIC, GSAT series communication satellites. Okay, then how ISRO has also provided different radar based satellites which are based on the infrared. ठीक है, उससे क्या होगा? देखिए, हमें स्पेस सेक्टर को खोलना है ना, हमें स्पेस सेक्टर को खोलना है. एंड हाउ ISRO has placed a role in it. Now from the space sector you can create, you can tell that how a satellite has been launched to go for infrared based observation. इससे क्या होगा? That you will go for जो आपका क्लाइमेट चेंज देख रहे हैं आप, कैसे आपको जब क्लाइमेट चेंज में ग्लेशियर्स वगैरह को ऑब्जर्व करना है तब भी इनकी सैटेलाइट काम आ रही है. अगर आपको रिमोट बेस्ड सेंसिंग करनी है, आपको माइनिंग के लिए पोटेंशियल रिसोर्सेज देखनी है, तब भी इसरो काम आ रहा है. सो हाउ द मल्टीफेसेटेड एप्लीकेशंस दैट हैव बीन देयर बाय द इसरो, वो सब रोल प्लेड में आएगा, राइट? व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द सैटेलाइट? आई थिंक इट इज राइसैट, है ना? इंफ्रारेड बेस्ड सॉल्यूशंस, दे ऑफर द मोस्ट डिटेल व्यू ऑफ द अर्थ. और कैसे उसका रोल जियोलॉजिकल माइनिंग में भी है, उसका रोल फॉरेस्ट कवर को देखने में भी है, उसका रोल हमारे डिफेंस को सपोर्ट करने में भी है, उसका रोल हमारे जो हमारे ग्लेशियर्स हैं उनकी क्वांटिटी को देखने के लिए भी है. तो कैसे उस चीज का एप्लीकेशन वाइड जगह पे है, वो सब रोल में आप डाल सकते हैं. ग्रोथ ऑफ स्पेस इंडस्ट्रीज. For example, ISRO has catalyzed the Indian space industry even by supporting private enterprises. ISRO's initiative with Antrix Corporation and Skyroot. Skyroot is a private sector participation, है ना? अंतरिक्ष में गवर्नमेंट का भी रोल है. ह्यूमन स्पेस फ्लाइट प्रोग्राम. ह्यूमन स्पेस फ्लाइट प्रोग्राम का क्या नाम है? कमेंट्स में बताइए यार. ह्यूमन स्पेस फ्लाइट प्रोग्राम, प्रीलिम्स भी तो आ रहा है ना, बताइएगा कमेंट्स में. आई विल वेट. चंद्रयान मिशन. These projects venture solidifying ISRO standing in the global space community. Okay, I would wait for this in the comments. Human space flight program का नाम बताइएगा. International collaborations. ISRO fosters partnership with various space agencies and organizations. Example, LUPEX. LUPEX is the Chandrayaan 4 mission which India will launch with the collaboration with JAXA, which is the space agency of Japan, right? Monica has shared the name. The name is Gaganyaan, right? India के कुछ major technological missions हैं. For example, Monica has shared Gaganyaan is there. Then you must be aware that how India is also going for Samudrayaan mission. You can even use these kind of missions in your essay when you want to show that how India is becoming a technological powerhouse, है ना? LUPEX mission is also very important for the prelims. पढ़िएगा इस मिशन के बारे में. Now let's see some of the more copies. Role played by ISRO, making PSLV. Out of, ये समझ नहीं आ रहा इनका क्या बोल रहे हैं, out of this much 49 are successful. Out of 51 PSLVs launched so far, how 49 are successful? Then how it is cost effective? ISRO launched Mars orbiter mission. So ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि सिर्फ करंट याद है और पहले वालों को भूल गए. पहले वाले इंपॉर्टेंट मिशंस भी याद रखने हैं. Just around 400 crore, that is 1/10 of NASA's Mars mission. NASA के मार्स मिशन का नाम क्या है? कमेंट सेक्शन में बताइएगा, प्रीलिम्स के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. What is the name of their rover that is there on the Mars, which is launched by NASA? They can ask you in prelims. Achieving almost unachievable. What is that? In 2017, ISRO launched 100 plus satellite in one go, highest of the same time. This is a very, very important point. Holding global stake, 22% of the total global space GDP is with ISRO. Further rise in the future. So यहाँ पे data fact काफी rich way में आंसर लिखा है इन्होंने. That is commendable. Monica is asking, can we add the upcoming defense investment of $750 million? Monica, the question is really about space. So जहां तक लिंकेज हो पाए वहां तक करेंगे, है ना, बट ये उतना रेलिवेंट नहीं लग रहा अभी. So all these points that we have seen, what are the major roles that we are seeing? That how ISRO has created launch vehicles, how ISRO has created different satellites which are based on communication technology, which are based on geological expansion, which are based on supporting the defense, which are based on mining prowess. Ashu has given the right answer. Ashu, very good. Perseverance is the name of the rover which is launched by NASA. One very other important question which I am asking you, ताकि आपका prelims भी थोड़ा revise होता रहे. What is the name of the small flight object that is launched by the Perseverance on Mars? There is a small, what should I call it? A small drone. They are calling it with a name. What is the name of that? It is launched by NASA and it is there on Mars. बताइएगा comment section में, थोड़ा interesting बन पाएगा, आपका prelims भी revise होता रहेगा. What is the name of that object? It is the first object launched by humankind that was able to do human flight outside of the earth. ठीक है, उसका नाम भी बताइएगा. So ये सब हमने रोल देखे. अब हमें क्या दिखे कि कैसे कमर्शियल लॉन्चेस कर रहा है, कैसे वी आर एबल टू डेवलप द लॉन्च व्हीकल्स, वी आर एबल टू क्रिएट द सैटेलाइट्स, we are able to create navigation systems. So that is the holistic role which is played by the NASA. ठीक है, clear? Enhancing soft power. देखिए कुछ पॉइंट्स ऐसे यूनिक भी डालिएगा, जैसे इन्होंने डाला हुआ है हाउ इंडिया प्रपोज्ड अ कॉमन सैटेलाइट फॉर द सार्क नेशन. दिस इज अ वेरी गुड पॉइंट. ऐसा यूनिक पॉइंट डालना बहुत जरूरी है. Monica is telling Jezero crater on Mars, but I am asking about what is the name of that object that is flying. That name is important. It can come in prelims, है ना? Role played by ISRO, indigenous satellite launch, satellite deployment, GSLV, cost effective है, इनर प्लानिटरी एक्सप्लोरेशन कर रहे हैं, नेविगेशन सिस्टम कर रहे हैं. तो सबने अच्छे पॉइंट्स लिखे हैं यार. एवरीवन हैव रिटन क्वाइट गुड पॉइंट्स व्हेन इट हैज कम टू द रोल, बट वन थिंग दैट इज मिसिंग इज दैट हाउ नो वन हैज मेंशन्ड द चैलेंजेस. अब एग्जाम में क्या होगा, अगर 50 में से सिर्फ 5 लोगों ने चैलेंजेस लिख दिए ना, तो उनको पक्का ब्राउनी मार्क्स मिलेंगे ही मिलेंगे, राइट? So do write all those points also. Now we will move to the second part. किसी ने अभी तक आंसर नहीं बताया उस चीज का कि मार्स पे कौन सा ऑब्जेक्ट है जो उड़ रहा है ना? वो मैं सेशन के एंड तक रखूंगा. अगर कोई बताता है तो लेट्स सी दैट. नाउ वी विल कम टू व्हाट आर मिशंस एंड अचीवमेंट्स. इसके लिए बहुत अच्छी प्रेजेंटेशन मुझे दिखी. I want to present this presentation when it comes to the achievements which are done by ISRO and which are the major milestones. But I want to tell you one thing. This is I want to know जिनकी भी ये कॉपी है, क्या उन्होंने ये प्रेजेंटेशन टाइम फॉर्मेट के अंदर करी है. बिकॉज द थिंग इज दैट इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू डू दिस काइंड ऑफ प्रेजेंटेशन इन अ टाइम फॉर्मेट. बहुत ही डिटेल्ड आंसर है ये. और आई वॉज थिंकिंग टू फाइंड अ infographic that will tell all the major achievements and all the major milestones, but मुझे लगा कि इन्होंने तो काफ़ी अच्छा लिखा हुआ है, तो इन्हीं का यूज़ कर लेंगे टू टेल द infographic. So what are the major achievements and milestones? That 1967 इन्होंने रॉकेट भी बनाया हुआ है. So they have also built up one of the rockets and they have also written India on it. The thing is that it looks good. Yes, I think Monica has come up with the name. So kudos to Monica Agarwal. इन्होंने नाम बता दिया है. The name is Ingenuity. ठीक है. Ingenuity is the flying copter, you can call it, and it is there on Mars, है ना, and it is launched by NASA. काफी सारी वहां पे इन्होंने फ्लाइट कर ली है इंजेन्युटी ने. पढ़िएगा इसके बारे में. सो लॉन्च ऑफ इंडियन मेड साउंडिंग रॉकेट्स रोहिणी 75, तो इनको नाम भी याद है. 1982 इनसैट सैटेलाइट कम्युनिकेशन सैटेलाइट लॉन्च. 2008 लॉन्च ऑफ फर्स्ट लूनर मिशन चंद्रयान. 2014 मार्स ऑर्बिटर मिशन. देन इन 2016 वी डेवलप्ड द scramjet engine test, that how it uses hydrogen as a fuel and atmospheric oxygen as oxidizer, right? Ashu is also telling now that it is Ingenuity. Very good, Ashu. How in 2017 we created history by launching 104 satellites. Then we had Chandrayaan 3 in 2023, and how in September 2023 we had Aditya L1 mission. देखिए होगा क्या, ये तो एक बहुत ही आइडियल केस सिनेरियो है. आई एम श्योर कि जिनका भी ये कॉपी है, अगर मैं यूपीएससी भवन में बैठ के कॉपी चेक कर रहा हूं, तो आई वुड बी सरप्राइज्ड कि इनको सब कुछ इतने अच्छे से कैसे याद है. कभी भी एग्जाम में जब आपको 20 सवाल लिखने होंगे, तब इतना सब कुछ याद नहीं आएगा. मोनिका, कैन यू प्लीज इलैबोरेट? You are saying that, sir, most of the time we are getting feedback for word limit. Are you exceeding the word limit or is it low? Do tell about that. थोड़ा क्लियर कर दीजिए अपना डाउट आप. तो एग्जाम लाइक सिनेरियो में क्या होगा कि ये सब कुछ याद नहीं आएगा एज इट इज. ठीक है. अगर सब कुछ याद नहीं भी आएगा तब भी आपको घबराना नहीं है. आपको जो लेटेस्ट आपने करंट अफेयर्स पढ़े हैं, अगर आपको वो भी माइलस्टोन अचीवमेंट याद है, मार्स ऑर्बिटर मिशन सबको याद है. देन चंद्रयान के हमारे अभी तक 3 स्टेजेस रहे हैं, उन तीनों स्टेजेस को समझा दीजिए, है ना. फिर उसके बाद कैसे हमने पीएसएलवी से शुरू करा, फिर उसके बाद वी वेंट फॉर जीएसएलवी, हाउ वी डेवलप जीएसएलवी मार्क 3. जीएसएलवी मार्क 3 का भी एक नया नाम भी आ गया है. यस मोनिका, सी इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू डू नॉट एक्सीड द वर्ड लिमिट. व्हाई इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट? That feedback is valid because if you will exceed the word limit, तब आप एक क्वेश्चन में तो आपने वर्ड लिमिट एक्सीड कर लिया, आप लिख देंगे. बट जब भी आपको कभी पूरा 3 घंटे का पेपर लिखना होगा, तो क्या होगा कि आपका वर्ड लिमिट एक्सीड होगा, तो आपका कोई ना कोई क्वेश्चन मिस आउट होगा. इसका मतलब यह है कि अगर आपको 20 सवाल लिखने हैं और आपने 7 से 8 क्वेश्चन में वर्ड लिमिट को एक्सीड करा है, सो डेफिनेटली आपका पेपर के एंड में 2 या 3 सवाल छूटेंगे, पक्का छूटेंगे. क्यों छूटेंगे? क्योंकि आपने यहां पर उस पर ज्यादा टाइम दे दिया. और कभी भी अगर 150 वर्ड्स का आंसर है, अगर आप 180 वर्ड्स भी लिख देंगे, यू विल नॉट गेट एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स फॉर इट, बिलीव मी, है ना. सो वर्ड लिमिट को आपको कैसे कम करना है, वो इंपॉर्टेंट बात है. और इसीलिए मैं आपको ये यहां पे मॉडल आंसर्स जो मैं दिखाता हूं, दे आर वेरी क्रिस्प, है ना. सो हमें अपने मॉडल आंसर्स को बहुत टाइट रखना है, बहुत क्रिस्प रखना है. दैट इज द इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. सो दैट फीडबैक इज टोटली वैलिड. Okay, Monica is a little bit confused. Monica, if you are in Delhi, you can also reach out to our office and connect with me. We will try to remove these doubts. But my general suggestion is that try to keep your points crisp and add more diversity of points. In a 15-mark question, you must have 3 subparts, and in every subpart you should have 5-6 points. एक इंट्रोडक्शन, एक कंक्लूजन, अराउंड 6 पॉइंट हर सब पार्ट में. देयर विल बी ऑलमोस्ट 20-21 पॉइंट्स इन योर 15 मार्कर क्वेश्चन. अच्छे पॉइंट्स होंगे ये अच्छा मार्क्स लेने के लिए. वेरी गुड. अदर पॉइंट बाय ट्रैवलर आरपी. ट्रैवलर आरपी बड़े दिन बाद आए हैं आज आप सेशन में. इसरो नासा फ्यूचर कोलैबोरेशन आफ्टर इंडिया जॉइंड द आर्टेमिस अकॉर्ड्स. यू कैन इवन टेल दैट. इवन दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी गुड पॉइंट. ठीक है. So overall the presentation is also good, the points are also good. Conclusion में क्या लिखा है इन्होंने? Starting the space journey from cycle at Thumba, ISRO had reached to greatest heights by breaking many records. ISRO unwavering commitment can surely make India global space power. This example of cycle at Thumba, this is a very very good point. ये थोड़ा personalized point है. इस पे अच्छे मार्क्स मिलने के काफी हाई चांसेस हैं, है ना. नाउ देख लेते हैं एक बार और क्या अचीवमेंट्स बताए हैं स्टूडेंट्स ने. हाउ इसरो फाउंड वाटर. सो आवर चंद्रयान मिशन वाज द फर्स्ट वन टू फाउंड वाटर. इवन दिस इज अ वेरी गुड पॉइंट. इंटरप्लैनेटरी मिशन, वी वेंट फॉर मार्स ऑर्बिटर मिशन. देन नाविक फॉर द नेविगेशन. reusable launch vehicle technology promotion demonstration. astronauts in space, तो गगनयान मिशन की बात करी है इन्होंने. नाउ व्हेन आई सॉ दिस, एक और कॉपी में मुझे सेम प्रेजेंटेशन मिल गया व्हेन इट कम्स टू द माइलस्टोन्स एंड अचीवमेंट्स. सो इस पॉइंट में सबसे पहले तो मैंने मॉडल आंसर देखा, तो मॉडल आंसर में भी नहीं था ये. फिर थोड़ा और गूगल सर्च किया तो एक इंफोग्राफिक था that was giving the presentation in same format. So देखिए, my goal is that अभी ठीक है, आप ठीक है डेली प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं तो आप देख के भी लिख सकते हैं, कोई इशू नहीं है उसमें. पर बी ऑनेस्ट टू योर सेल्फ, है ना. मतलब द थिंग इज कि इतना परफेक्ट आंसर लिखना, जैसे इससे जो पहले आंसर था, दैट इज द काइंड ऑफ आंसर यू कैन राइट इन एग्जाम. इसमें बहुत टाइम लगेगा. इट लुक्स वेरी गुड बट एग्जाम में इसको डिलीवर करना बड़ा मुश्किल है. ठीक है. सो आर्यभट्टा 1975 में हुआ. फिर SLV लॉन्च किया हमने. देन वी गॉट IRS, इसका मेरे को नॉलेज नहीं है. इंडियन रिमोट सेंसिंग, अच्छा इंडियन रिमोट सेंसिंग सैटेलाइट. देन वी हैड पोखरान, देन चंद्रयान 1 मार्स ऑर्बिटर मिशन, देन वी गॉट नाविक, देन चंद्रयान 2, चंद्रयान 3, एंड नाउ वी आर गोइंग फॉर लूपेक्स, नाउ वी आर गोइंग फॉर गगनयान. ओके. सो ओवरऑल सारी कॉपीज बहुत अच्छी हैं, काफी कुछ सीखने समझने को है, इसीलिए ये कॉपीज मैं आपके लिए लेके आया हूं, सो दैट यू कैन लर्न हाउ टू गो फॉर प्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ आंसर्स. बट प्रेजेंटेशन शुड ऑल्सो बी वेरी वेरी यू नो इन दैट सेंस वेरी प्रैक्टिकल ऑल्सो, कि क्या आप उसको डिलीवर भी कर पा रहे हैं, है ना. वो चीज को भी ध्यान में रखना है हमें. आप जितने भी नए इनिशिएटिव्स आए हैं ना, इन स्पेस, NSIL, अंतरिक्ष, इनको तो जरूरी पड़िएगा. एंड जस्ट गिव मी अ सेकंड, आई विल आल्सो टेल द नेम ऑफ दैट पर्सन दैट वाज देयर इन द वीडियो टुडे. सो अगर आप आज का इंडियन एक्सप्रेस देखेंगे, इफ यू विल सी टुडेज इंडियन एक्सप्रेस, गो टू द सेक्शन जहां पे ओपिनियंस दिए हुए हैं, पेज नंबर 13 इन द इंडियन एक्सप्रेस. ठीक है. पेज नंबर 13 में देयर इज दिस वेरी गुड कॉलम ऑफ डिस एंड अग्री. दिस मीन्स दैट हाउ दे आर गिविंग टू पर्सपेक्टिव्स ऑफ द सेम डिबेट. तो यहाँ पे देयर इज एन आर्टिकल टुडे बाय शाजिया इल्मी, एंड द आर्टिकल इज इन द नेम ऑफ शी इज गोइंग प्लेसेस. सो यहाँ पे इन द सेकेंड लास्ट पैराग्राफ दे हैव शेयर्ड दैट हाउ निगार शाजी, द नेम ऑफ द लेडी इज निगार शाजी, है ना. ये नेम इंपॉर्टेंट है, निगार शाजी. तो निगार शाजी जी she is a lady, and she is a lady in India, and she was the mission chief of the Aditya L1 mission, the mission that is observing the sun. Okay, very important mission, which is located at one of the Lagrange point, L1 Lagrange point. सो आज जब आप इंडियन एक्सप्रेस पढ़ेंगे, सो अपने को क्या करना है, ऐसे छोटे छोटे एग्जाम्पल्स ना लिख के रखने हैं कहीं पर, है ना. इस तरह के एग्जाम्पल्स काफी हेल्प करेंगे आपको इन योर मेंस preparation. So you can conclude your question that how the ISRO is not just leading India to a technological powerhouse, rather it is also walking on the path of women-led development, which is the goal of Prime Minister's mission of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas. Got it? So I will also try to integrate the newspaper in your preparation. मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि रोज उस क्वेश्चन से रेलेवेंट जो भी मुझे न्यूज़पेपर में कुछ आइटम दिखे, मैं वो भी आपको शेयर कर पाऊं. एंड आई कैन ऑल्सो टेल यू दैट हाउ यू कैन यूज द न्यूज़पेपर इन योर मेंस आंसर राइटिंग. ओके, इफ आई होप दैट आपको पहली बात तो ये सेशन अच्छा लगा. यहाँ पे आपको कुछ यूनिक बातें पता चली कि कैसे आपको मेंस में क्वेश्चंस को अटेम्प्ट करना है, क्या स्ट्रक्चर होना चाहिए, कैसे सब पार्ट्स होने चाहिए. आप इसके बाद जब मॉडल आंसर देखेंगे तो आपको और ज्यादा क्लैरिटी मिल पाएगी कि कैसे उन पॉइंट्स को आप यूज करें. राइट? सो इफ देयर आर एनी डाउट्स यू कैन रीच आउट टू मी. You can reach out to me. My name is Rishabh Jain. And you can reach out to me at Sunya IAS. You can reach out to our team, and you can also connect with me to get personal mentorship if you are having some kind of doubt when it comes to your mains strategy. Okay? Ashu is saying it's a helpful session. I'm glad, Ashu. आप आ भी रहे हैं रेगुलरली सेशंस में. आई होप कि आपको मेंस में फायदा मिलेगा. Okay, so that's it for today's session. We will meet tomorrow. It is Saturday, so yes, tomorrow we will meet again, hopefully. And I hope कि और भी कोई भी अगर डाउट्स होगा तो आप उसको कमेंट्स में बता देंगे, उनको हम अगले सेशन में एड्रेस करेंगे. So that's it for today. Goodbye and take care.